We come to you live from sunny Southern California. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams here at Staples Center, the house that Jerry built.
Jerry Buss or Jerry West?
One's a logo, but both Jay are legends. The opening tip won by the Lakers as we get started here at Staples Center. Westbrook to Anthony. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Lonzo with it. Down 2. DeRozan. And count the basket inside.
That boy's living his best life.
Jay, last year the Lakers 35-47. What impact, obviously, will LeBron James have on this Lakers team and their record?
There's no doubt that I think the Lakers will get over 35 wins. Will they get over 50, though, is the major question. I don't see that happening, considering last year only 2 teams in the West, Golden State and Houston, had over 50 wins.
James shot no good. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Anthony. Dives for it. Not afraid to mix it up. Ball with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Here comes the screen. Trying to cash in. Not that time. Westbrook with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Here's James for 2. LeBron James missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Lonzo controls the offense. Screen coming. Lonzo ball picked up by Carmelo Anthony. 5 to shoot for the Bulls. Has a look. DeRozan with a shot, no good.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Ball into the front court. Down 4. DeRozan to Zach LaVine. Has a chance. Deep 2 there. Won't go. Driving right to the basket. Too much contact. And free throws coming.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Lonzo Ball at the line. Knocks down the first. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Lakers ball. Goes to the left side. Baseline drive. LeBron James. 3 for 4. Good start.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Ball to Stanley Johnson.
Screen.
Nothing going here on that drive. Beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim, short. LeBron with it up top. Leads 5. To Gasol. And he finishes at the rim.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Now whistle. We'll get a timeout called by Chicago as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor.
Ed, I'm going to gloat about my old team here for a second. Did you know the Bulls are the only NBA franchise to win multiple championships and never lose an NBA Finals series in their history?
6-0 right now. It helped to have a guy named MJ. But, Jay, think about this. If he's not gone those 2 seasons, maybe it's 8 straight Finals wins. Anthony to James. LeBron James looking good. 4 for 5.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
To James. Going to launch beyond the arc. Rebound comes to Vucevic. To Ball. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
LeBron into the front court. They can get a 2 for 1 if they play this right. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. From the painted area, won't go down. Deep 3 at the buzzer. We're through one from Staples Center with the Lakers on top. Jay and I return to the City of Angels after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. Time to turn the page after a close first quarter. Jay, what stood out?
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
Marc Gasol rejects it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
He's looking for that touch. To Stanley Johnson. Off the assist.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Los Angeles has the basketball. James. A bad pass, and the Bulls have it. Nothing going here on that drive. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
To James. To Gasol. Down low. And look out.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Shot from the lane won't go.
And you hate to say this, but this is the reality of the matter. Sometimes it takes guys a little while to warm up into the game. It seems like they finally found their rhythm in the second quarter.
Now, big finish. Full head of steam that time.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
It's good and one.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in that time and effort every day in the weight room.
The free throw, good. Cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. To Vucevic. Gets it in the right corner. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. To Gasol. Nikola Vucevic snatching it out of the air.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Marc Gasol swats it.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
To Levine. He throws it down. Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Westbrook to Howard. Nikola Vucevic with a piece.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
DeRozan guarded by Howard. To Zach LaVine. Here's a chance from long range. Tough shot. Hand in his face. LaVine knocks down the three.
I hope everyone here knows the golden rule. Guys, remember, sharing is caring.
Russ at the controls. To Davis. The Bulls clear the rebound. Levine. Wide open shot. Nice to see him expand his arsenal.
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once? Okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
Westbrook into the front court. Leads three. It's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
There's only so many times you can hide from the truth. That was horrific defense. Just got to get it back on the next possession.
DeRozan to Levine. For three. Levine justifying the big bucks with the three.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Los Angeles, they have it. Westbrook to Davis. Nothing going here on that drive. Davis. To Westbrook. They go down to Davis. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
Levine to DeRozan. In the slam.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. DeRozan. Here's James with a chance. LeBron James with that shot. He's 5 for 8.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Lonzo Ball with the rock. To Zach LaVine. Ball. Wide open look, won't go.
I hate that that one didn't go down. You much rather go into half with a tie ball game than having a deficit.
And he draws contact. Two shots coming up for the Spaniard, the All-Star, Marc Gasol.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Marc Gasol, a couple of free throws on the way. Hasn't missed yet. First one, count it. And he makes them both. Plenty of contact. The shot no good. James. Not done yet. DeMar DeRozan sends it away. That's it for the first half. The Lakers have the lead.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Lakers have the advantage on the scoreboard at halftime, and these guys have every reason to feel good about how they scored effectively in that opening half. Great offensive display. These are the guys getting buckets for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Bulls would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. They don't have a single player that can claim double figures in scoring. These are the guys getting buckets for the Chicago Bulls.
Game track. Bench points.
The Chicago Bulls had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
LeBron James most definitely deserves to be player of the half for the way he distributed the ball. It was an excellent display of court vision and solid passing. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Lonzo Ball brings it up the floor. Slams it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Levine to DeRozan. Screen coming. DeRozan to Levine. Down the lane, but the shot won't fall. To Anthony. Westbrook. Down low Gasol. Marc Gasol. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why he can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
Ball with it up top. The deficit is 6. To DeRozan. Here comes the screen. Curling inside, DeRozan. Chicago with 4 to shoot. To Ball. Trying to cash in. Shot by Lonzo there. No good. Westbrook into the front court. Up by 6. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Lonzo with it. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. Here comes the screen. Ball. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Westbrook. Not done yet. Marc Gasol. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Vucevic. Here comes the screen. Runner here. Won't go down. Anthony to Westbrook. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Russell Westbrook trying to cash in on the 3-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. The free throw, good. And they add 1 more to the lead. It's up to 11. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First try at the line, no good. Missed the second, 0 for 2. Westbrook across the timeline. The lead is 11. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Can't connect on the first free throw.
Soft and buttery, soft and buttery.
So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Lonzo Ball with the rock. To Zach LaVine. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Zach LaVine, good on the quick release that time.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
LeBron into the front court. It's a 9-point lead. Short jumper stays out. The follow won't go either. Levine. Well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
Russell Westbrook steps into it. Oh, Russell Westbrook. With that, he's 5 for 9. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First is your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Ball brings the rock up court to Levine. Takes stock of the floor. Levine. Here comes the screen. To Zach Levine. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block. Anthony, it's good. Defense has to pick things up.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. That'll do it for the period with the Lakers in command. It's Lakers ball as we start the fourth quarter. And if they were looking good at halftime, Jay, they're really looking good now.
They really turned up that intensity in the third quarter. They were looking to put this game out of reach, and they've come out close to doing it.
In a flash, scores at the rim. The inner beast of Westbrook, sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate or not hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Count the basket at the rim.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds the inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Ice, you gotta catch him. Ice, ice, ice.
Short jumper off the mark. Superman, Dwight Howard. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
That's out of bounds off of Bolt. Changes coming from both sides right now. It's Westbrook. Count the basket. He's feeling good. Defense has to get him out of his comfort zone.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Davis. Had a chance, but it's no good. Another shot won't go either. Johnson slams it down.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. It's James controlling the offense to Westbrook. There's a pass stolen by Chicago.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Lonzo Ball. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Westbrook with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Westbrook to Howard. Straight on look. Westbrook buries it on the catch and shoot.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Lonzo Ball. He's now 4 for 6.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
To Westbrook. Couple of cracks at the line now. Shots coming. 56% for his career. First try, no good. Missed the second as well. And the finish at the rim.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Lonzo Ball against the former MVP, to Vucevic. Across the timeline comes James. His guys holding the big lead. Westbrook to Howard. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
And that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
Ball. Couldn't keep it in. Off Lonzo Ball. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions. It's Westbrook. Can't connect.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
And he connects on the first free throw. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. DeRozan to Ball. Deep right corner. Levine. Lakers have it.
Let's just let the clock run out. We got to get out of here. I got a dinner to go to.
And now a reach, and that's going to be an intentional foul. Free throws here in the final minute of play.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Good bounce back. Hits the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Bulls with the rock.
Screen left coming, screen left coming, screen
Zach
left.
Levine. And the Lakers able to grab the rebound. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
I can't believe I'm about to say this about an NBA team because this is what I say to my grammar school team. But just because a team is down on the scoreboard doesn't mean you stop playing hard and smart. You really have nothing to lose but really good habits to gain.
Malik Monk at the line for 2 shots. A career 84% free throw shooter. And hits the first free throw. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Superman, Dwight Howard. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Lonzo Ball, guarded by Russell Westbrook. From long range, Lonzo Ball hits the tough shot. The defender played it well. Lonzo strikes.
As a defender, you should take it personally when a contested 3 goes in. That's good defense, but it's not good enough.
Lakers at the controls right now. A bad pass, and the Bulls have it.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
The Lakers get the victory as they win this one in very convincing fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
The Lakers put on a show in a blowout. What really stood out for me is how many times they scored on second effort plays. It takes heart to keep up that kind of execution, and these guys were relentless. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Lakers. The Bulls seemed to lose their edge as the game got out of hand.
And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future.
Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Chicago Bulls.
Game track. Second chance points. Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball, it looked like he was playing with kids in high school. Here's our top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Lakers dominated this game from beginning to end. What really stood out for me is how many times they scored on second effort plays. It takes heart to keep up that kind of execution, and these guys were relentless. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles Lakers.
The Bulls lost this game long before the final buzzer. And it's games like this where veteran players can be so important. They've been through these types of blowouts, and they know what it takes to keep a locker room united.
What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Chicago Bulls.
Game track. Second chance points. Player of the game.
Russell Westbrook gets the award for the most obvious reason. and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Lakers
were merciless in this game.
What really stood out for me is how many times they scored on second effort plays. It takes heart to keep up that kind of execution, and these guys were relentless. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.